All right, what's up guys? So today I'm just gonna be showing how I snorkeled this bike. I know there's a lot of videos on how to do these, but I just figured I'd go ahead and make one and show you how I did mine. I'm gonna start off by saying I didn't have to cut a hole in my plastic because I got this radiator kit. And that's just how I want to do it. I'm not a fan of cutting holes in plastics if you don't have to, but you can't do this if you do not have a radiator relocate. You'd have to run it out either, you know, if you want it in the center, you'd have to run out right here, or you can run out the side, wherever. There's a bunch of different places you can put it. But it's 2-inch pipe with a Warrior riser on the top going all the way down into the airbox. And so for the 2-inch pipe to fit into the airbox, you're actually going to have to shave down the pipe just a little bit. I just use a table grinder. You can use a saw, whatever will do it. Just, you're gonna have to grind it down and make it go in the airbox a little bit. But it's coming out about 3 inches from the airbox to a 22.5 joint, straight to a 45, about a 4-inch pipe to another 22.5 to a rubber boot. And why I have this rubber boot here is I can take this snorkel apart completely and then just put it right back together. If I need to take the snorkel apart and get it out of the bike, if I have to work on something or whatever, I can do it. There's also another boot right here. And another thing that these boots are good for, of course you could just run flex hose, but I use these boots because, you know, you hit bumps and things like that, and it's putting a lot of pressure on these joints. And if you have these rubber boots, it allows it to flex a little bit and you won't break a joint as fast, or maybe never. I've never had a problem after I started putting these rubber boots on here. But from the rubber boot, it's about a foot to a 90 to another rubber boot to another 90, and then straight up to a 45, a flipped 45, and straight up. And this right here is just a brace that I just made yesterday. My snorkel was shaking more than I would like it to, and braced it up real good. It's not hard to make one as long as you got the right tools and, you know, plasma cutter, torch, saw even. And these holes were already here in this kit, so didn't have to cut any holes, and it braces it real good. So I got the pipe done. Let's see. For the things you need to silicone every single boot on your bike. That boot, or this is all one boot, but silicone here, here, here. I don't have the airbox silicone. I just don't really think it's necessary. They're sealed off pretty good, but I sealed off the rest of the airbox, all the boots inside of the airbox and the outside, inside and out. And definitely seal this one up right here. They leak really bad. Coming from the factory, like, they're barely even held on there, I swear. So silicone everything on here. And one more thing that you would need to silicone, which is very important. Let's see. Right in there. That's your tilt sensor. If you're in the water, you hit a stump, anything like that, and your bike starts going to the side, you know, or you walk a water wheelie and you stand straight up, what's gonna happen is there's a little magnet or a little weight in there, and if that thing rolls over, that weight rolls over, it tells your bike to shut off because it thinks you're flipping. So it's just a safety feature coming from the factory. But what you can do, you can just break that sensor apart, put silicone in the bottom, and then put the weight back in there perfectly straight. And if you start flipping in the water and you think you can save it, and you don't have to worry about your bike cutting off. Another thing you need to do is grease every single electrical component on these bikes, especially this O2 sensor. And I will be getting an O2 sensor delete here pretty soon, or try to figure out how to make my own, whichever way, it doesn't really matter. Let's see what else. Like I said, every electrical component you can possibly put dielectric grease on, grease it. And in here are your relays, like your 4-wheel drive relays and things like that. What a lot of people do is they just cut this off right here and then put a dry box to keep all those relays dry, because you get them wet and they don't dry out. Your four-wheel drive light will start blinking, that kind of thing. But what I did was, you can see I have silicone. I took this top off right here, just it's 3 bolts, 3 screws I mean. I took this top off right here and siliconed it. And I put dielectric grease in every single relay inside of there. I put it back down, I siliconed it, and I siliconed it right here where the hose went in. So hopefully that'll work out for me. It hasn't given me a problem yet. But we'll just have to see. Also, another thing you can do this even if you're not snorkeling your bike. Right there, that's your 4x4 actuator. And originally it's bolted to the frame right down there, and it's just super easy to get muddy. All you gotta do is just unclip it. It's got this easy clip right here. Just unclip it and zip tie it up. I mean, anybody could do that. Just like this right here. Where is it? Right here. Originally, this was all the way down there. And so, I mean, that's just, you know, maintenance that you can do even if you're not snorkeling your bike. But move any plugs you can up, you know. Now vent lines. You got your gas tank, your radiator fan hose, this, which I've not snorkeled, your front diff, your rear diff, your brakes. What else? Oh, right here. Use your weep hole for your water pump. Right here. And some people plug this, and if you're gonna plug it, at least change this hose to a clears hose, because you need to be able to see if you have antifreeze weeping out of this hole, because if you do, that means you got a bad seal in there. And so I wouldn't advise just plugging it and leave it, like plugging it with the black hose and leaving it like that. If it's like an emergency and you forgot, like the other day, I forgot I had not vented this yet all the way up, and so I just put a bolt in there, but I mean, that was just for like an hour or two. But they are all ran up into my headlight pod. Just, you know, it's a newer bike. I'm not really planning on going above the handlebars on it yet, but they're as high as they need to be right now. Trying to think if there's anything else. Also, if you're gonna water rod, at the least, check your rear differential fluid. You don't have to check your front diff fluid quite as much. Those don't seem to get as much water in them, but at least check your rear diff fluid at least every other couple of rides, because water's gonna get in it. And so just go ahead and change it every now and then. And it'll just preserve the life of that differential. Trying to think anything else. Eventually, like I said, I'm going to do the crankcase breather mod where it loops. That in case your water somehow ends up filling up, in case your air box, somehow ends up filling up with water, the water will have to travel through those loops, and it'll be a lot harder for it to get into your engine oil. And I got most of my vent lines looped in certain places just for the same reason. But besides that, I think that's about it. And I actually got this snorkel idea from Project Ajax, so thank you, Project Ajax. Works out pretty good. Well, I think that's about it. And I might make a draw box video for the relays, but I don't think it's gonna be necessary, but it might be. We'll just have to see. But I hope this helps. And like I said, my snorkel's a little bit different. I probably could have made it more simple, you know. Probably didn't have to run these 2 joints right here. I probably could have just gotten 2 different angles, maybe made it a little bit easier. But my plastics go on fine. There's no holes cut, and it just worked out great for me. But yeah, so I hope this helps, and I'll get back with y'all on some more videos.